Welcome, I'm Maggie with Thurston County. I'm an on-site wastewater treatment system inspector and an environmental health specialist too. I want to talk to you a little bit about septic systems today in Washington State. We have about 1 million on-site sewage systems in our state which treat most of the rural wastewater from our residences. I want to teach you a little bit about some of the general maintenance that you might need to do in your septic system to empower you as a homeowner to feel more comfortable living in your system. Part 1 of your septic system is the sewage coming out of your house and coming in through the inlet of your tank down through the inlet baffle. All tanks are going to have an inlet baffle that's going to direct the sewage down into the tank so it can separate the solids out in this first compartment. Part 2 of your septic system, after it comes in through the inlet, it's going to hit this main chamber where it's going to slow the sewage momentum down and allow the scum to rise to the top and the sludge to settle down to the bottom. Only that clear liquid in the middle is going to go to the next part. Part 3 of your septic system, if you have a second compartment, would allow a second chance for the scum to rise to the top and the sludge to sink to the bottom, and only that clear liquid would leave through this outlet baffle to go to either a pump tank or a distribution device. Part 4, your septic system might have a distribution box if it's a gravity system. A distribution box is going to allow that clear liquid from your septic tank to come out and then equally distribute to the different drain field lines in your gravity drain field. Part 4B for distribution, your septic might have a pressurized drain field, which means that your sewage would come to a pump tank with a pump that would send that sewage through this out to the drain field for final treatment. Part 5, your sewage is going to come to some sort of disposal component in the ground. You might have a gravel drain field, you might have a gravel-less chamber drain field, and then there's going to be some sort of piping inside. Either older systems had tile, newer ones will have PVC that will equally distribute that sewage down into the ground. Most of your sewage treatment is going to occur in this soil underneath your drain field devices. Part 5B, your septic drain field might be a pressurized drain field. It's going to work the same as a gravity. Instead, it's going to have a small pipe that will pressurize the entire structure of the drain field at the same time. It'll have a sweep at the end to allow companies to test the pressure within these drain field lines. A pressure drain field can also come in gravel or the gravel-less chamber style.